What's going on, guys? So since I am a YouTuber now, and I have been doing it for almost a year, I've obviously done a lot of research through a bunch of different channels, and a lot of them have impacted my life in ways that I never thought a YouTube channel would be able to. So in this video, I'm going to tell you guys what my top 5 YouTube channels are, explain what they're all about, and put you guys on some awesome channels. There's no real subscriber count limit to any of these channels, so some of them are much bigger than others. Some of them are pretty small. One of them only has like 1.5k subs, which is just a little bit bigger than mine. And yeah, so I did try and stay away from people such as Ice Cold JT and Hamza, people that everyone know and don't really need my recommendation on, because everyone knows that those channels are great channels. So let's just jump in without wasting too much time. The first channel that I have for you guys is a guy named Sebastian Giorgio. Now, this is probably the biggest channel on the list if I'm not mistaken, but it's not really a traditional self-improvement channel. This guy was a great inspiration for me personally. My dad actually found a video of him talking about NFTs, and ever since then I've pretty much watched every single one of his videos, and I really love them because he actually includes real facts, statistics, and numbers as to what's going on with the economy and why it's happening. I made a video that was kind of formatted off of his specific style. It was the last video before this one, titled like "Why We Are in a Recession," something like that. So he definitely is very in tune with the markets and what's going on economically in the world. He's very motivational. There's something about his lifestyle that really makes you want to be more like him, and kind of influences you to do the right habits because of what he does. He's made several videos like here. Not too long ago, he did like a full daily routine. I believe it was sometime in the last month. His titles are a little bit confusing because they're not always exactly what he's talking about. But as you can see, I personally think his channel is criminally underrated because he gives like actual tips on how to buy real estate, manage your crypto investments, manage your YouTube channel, and overall everything. He talks about every sort of entrepreneurial idea. This one right here, 44 businesses you can start during the 2022 recession. It's just an incredibly informative video, and this is all for free. So he definitely adds a lot of value to his viewers' lives, in my opinion. And he's been doing it for a while, obviously. So he's built up kind of a big following from it, somewhat big, and yeah. But YouTube is far from his only thing. That's why I really like him. He started off first as kind of a business guy, and then transitioned into more of a YouTuber whilst still maintaining a lot of his businesses. So he is a great guy to follow, and definitely check him out. So on the completely opposite end of the spectrum, we have Gerald Johnson. This channel is called Gerbert's Void, but his main channel is Gerald Johnson, and apparently this guy is pretty big. Like, his main channel has 100,000 subscribers. Gerbert's Void, his side channel, is the first one that I personally stumbled across, and I prefer it more than his regular channel because I feel like these topics that he's covering are very deep, and a lot of YouTubers that make videos about very deep topics, their channels never pick up. So the word is never really spread about like, is God real, and like most people are NPCs, like very highly philosophical things such as this, and moving more away from the tangible side of self-improvement and more towards the mental aspect of it, and understanding the way the world works and why people act the way they do. This guy is almost like a self-proclaimed therapist, if you will, and he gives like very, very relatable takes. The takes that he has are very relatable, and if you go into the comments of any of his videos, like, you could just see instantly that everyone relates to him a lot. Like, if you scroll down here, you can just tell that everyone's agreeing here. And he's one of those YouTubers that's kind of a people pleaser without even trying to. He just is making the content that people love because he's so authentic. That's the main thing about Gerald Johnson. He's incredibly authentic, and I'm so happy that I stumbled across these videos that he has, because I don't know a lot of people that talk about this guy, and I've never heard him mentioned, except he's very, very talented. He's super young. I mean, he has to be like 17 or 18. And yeah, look at this. This man is the only reason I give an F about my life anymore. If that's not a good sales pitch for this guy, definitely check him out. So he also has a main channel, and I haven't actually watched any of the videos on his main channel, but they do get a lot more views. So I mean, check him out. See what you find. I personally prefer the deeper topics. Whenever I see thumbnails like these, I automatically kind of gravitate away from them, just because they look very instant gratification focused. Like this one right here, dopamine detox and internet addiction, seems like something Hamza would make. So that kind of turns me off. But these deep videos where it's just him being himself, just in his room, spitting his own thoughts, I think those are very, very cool, because they give like an honest overview of the life of a young boy. And I think that's something that a lot of people really, really like. So with that being said, let's jump on to the next guy, because we don't want to make this video 20 minutes long. The next person is the smallest channel on this list, and I think he's also the most underrated. He is kind of like Gerald Johnson in the way that he does cover like topics that a lot of people can relate to, but he's kind of a mix of Gerbert's main channel and his side channel in one single channel. Like, he has these kind of videos where he's just talking about topics that a lot of people are wondering about, but then he goes into like reaction type of videos, kind of like the way my channel is modeled, to be honest. But yeah, some of his videos are incredible. This one right here, analyzing like teenage angst, I don't know how it only has 440 views. Incredibly good video right here. But yeah, so that was a video I found him by. But like, he's very nihilistic and dark, so he's a lot different than most self-improvement YouTubers who always focus on the positive side of life. He actually goes into like deep and dark topics, like the day I almost killed myself, stuff like that. And yeah, also these videos about the books that he's read and about reading, he has an amazing take on reading. The best take that I've personally seen on the platform. So definitely check out his reading videos, because he recommends some books that not a lot of other self-improvement YouTubers are talking about. Like 1984 and Brave New World are not books that you would think would be talked about by a self-improvement YouTuber, but he argues that it's just as, if not more important, to read fantasy novels that are about like complex topics such as communism, as it is to read about like the power of winning friends and influencing people or whatnot. So definitely a great channel. Obviously he has the clickbait a little bit too, but I just love his style, and I think he's super underrated. So if you're into philosophy, he's definitely up there in terms of philosophy YouTube channels, and he has a self-improvement mindset, so it's easy to jump into it without being bored, because he does have a lot of that like instant gratification way of speaking and drawing his viewers in. I guarantee you by the end of next year this guy will be much bigger than he already is. So the next guy that we're going to be talking about is a little bit different from these two. It's more along the lines of like being confident. And this guy doesn't really say anything in terms of advice, but I've been watching his videos for a while. In terms of entertainment, he's by far the best on the list. His name is Ronaldo. You guys might actually know him because he's pretty big. Even though he only has 43k subs, he's been on a few really big YouTube channels such as The Daily Dropout, which is like the biggest like cold approach channel on the internet. Obviously a different style than self-improvement, but I think overall he is kind of toting the same messages. Take care of yourself, go to the gym, work out, deal with your acne situation through a skincare routine and whatnot. But he definitely is incredibly confident. The way he talks to girls is the way that any guy would want to talk to girls or be able to talk to girls. So it's interesting to just do some research on it and actually pick up some of the things that he says, because not only are his pickup lines incredible, he also has a great demeanor about him, and one that almost never gets rejected by the people in the videos. And the fact that he's able to walk up to any girl in any place. He's been to Miami. Well, he lives in Miami. He's been to Spain. He's been to all sorts of places. Paris, Madrid. You can see Barcelona. He basically goes around the world and asks girls out. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Some of you guys might find it cringe, but I personally like this guy a lot. I just like the way he acts, but I think that he's one of the best YouTubers on the platform, and he's also very underrated. Another thing that I love about this guy in particular is that if you DM him on Instagram, he'll actually respond. So that shows like what a down-to-earth guy he is, which we always love in our creators. Alright, so the last guy we're going to be talking about is also another one of the bigger channels on the platform in terms of self-improvement. Actually, I think he has the exact same amount of subs as Ronaldo, but his content is drastically different. So Rob Mulder is basically self-improvement from the perspective of an older guy. So not as much about working out, but more about like the things that this generation does that is wrong compared to when he was growing up maybe, and kind of debunking some of the myths that exist in the self-improvement community. He's more on the relaxed end. Like, he's not gonna bash you for messing up once. He's more of like a chill guy in terms of the self-improvement manosphere. Like, I feel like Hamza is very, very unforgiving. If you mess up once, like, you're a total shithead and you should be banned from the internet. I'm obviously exaggerating, but this guy does not do that at all. He even relapsed on NoFap on purpose in one of his videos just to prove that it doesn't really matter. So he definitely does go into like the science behind why you shouldn't watch adult content, and he is overall great. Also, his list of books that you should read is, I think, the best one on the internet. I know I keep talking about that, but here, books that changed my life. 4K views is incredibly low for this video. It adds an incredible amount of value, and that's the problem with YouTube, man. Like, something like absolutely BS like this, right? This right here, an 11-second video, has more views than a video that actually adds 22 minutes of value to the lives of the watcher, and it's just pure information. So yeah, with that being said, the only person you have to lose is the person you don't want to be. Obviously a great motto, and I try to stick to creators that aren't the biggest. Obviously Sebastian is pretty big and he's verified, but the other ones are pretty small. And the reason why I picked Sebastian is because I figured most of you guys don't know him because you're not in the finance sect. You're more on the self-improvement side of things. So I picked him so you guys can learn more about making money and how online businesses work and function. The rest of them are more on the self-improvement side of things. And yeah, so definitely check these guys out because I think they are some of the best that the platform provides. There are some other amazing YouTubers that we didn't have a chance to get to. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to them right now either, but I will make a part 2 if you guys like the video. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all soon.